Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Tyrauku here. In today's video, I want to talk about why you should not be pulling your sacred shards this weekend. So, first things first, if you're going for the fusion, obviously, yeah, you're going to want to pull your sacreds, especially if you don't have enough fragments to actually get the fusion yet. So here's where we're at currently. Today's Thursday, September 15th. So you have the champion training you can still finish. But if you're 60 shards, if you're somewhere around that, and you are going to finish all these other events, then you're still going to be good. I mean, you're going to have 40 fragments left to get. If you want to do the champion chase, you can do the first level. Obviously, keep in mind what you need. If you need to pull shards for that, go ahead and pull shards. Getting a fusion champion you've been working for already is definitely going to be the way to go. But what I want to share with you all, what I want to make you all aware of and potentially think about is when the next guaranteed or extra legendary event will be arriving. Because honestly, I think it's going to be arriving very, very soon. So why do I think this? Well, let's move my head out of the way just a little bit. I'll turn facing this so you guys can actually see it. Maybe I can scroll it over just a tiny bit. Okay, so we are here. Let's go ahead and grab a paintbrush real quick. Scroll down here. I'm still working on Photoshop, okay? So we are right here, September 15th, okay, where I circled the black just now. Very, very white background. So I'm sorry about that. You probably can't see my mouse cursor very well. But September 15th, tomorrow, we're going to be having a 2x Sacred Shard event. Now, let's take a look at the patterns we've had. Well, back in June, I've color-coded this, okay, which is pretty impressive. I know. 2x Sacred is in yellow, guaranteed legendaries are in green, and extra legendary events are in red. So I can kind of see a pattern going here already. So in June, we had this 2x Sacred event. Well, if you look back, we have 1 month before with an extra legendary event, as well as a guaranteed legendary event. The next month, we had an extra legendary event and a guaranteed legendary event. So we have one 2x event sandwiched between extra legendary events and guaranteed legendary events. Well, August, we had nothing, okay? So August right now, following the pattern, has an extra legendary event and a guaranteed legendary event. Well, we had no extra legendary event, no guaranteed legendary event, anything like that in August for Sacred Shards specifically. All this stuff is specific to Sacred Shards because I think we did have some Ancient Shard stuff. Well, if you jump to September, let's go ahead and jump way down here to September. We've had nothing so far. September is going to have about 2 weeks left after this. This September 30th is going to be 2x voids, so we're not going to be having any extra legendary or guaranteed legendary event for Sacred Shards then, but we have a 2x right here. So I strongly think, in my opinion, that we're going to have, you guys can go ahead and leave your thoughts down below. I have no actual information on this, like no real proof. It's not a soft leak of any information, but I'm thinking this red circle right here, this red circle, dang, I need to go back to geometry or something, but learn my shapes. This red square rectangle thing, I'm going to put this right here. I strongly think, personally, that we're going to have an extra legendary event from Sacred Shards Tuesday, September 20th. Now, if we don't have it then, I think this next Friday would be a very viable option. I strongly doubt we're going to go through all of September without an extra legendary event or guaranteed legendary event for Sacred Shards. Just based on the patterns, based on what's been going on, it seems like they've had stuff going pretty consistently. Either way, this is what's going on so far. I've just noticed a little bit of a pattern of months being sandwiched in between things, and I definitely think that there will be, like I said, an extra legendary event on this Tuesday, September 20th, or maybe on that Friday, an extra legendary or guaranteed. We have seen extra legendaries and guaranteeds be sandwiched very, very close together. We've also seen them spaced out about a month apart. So if it's not, if the extra legendary event is on the 20th, I'd say a guaranteed legendary is very likely for the 23rd or even on the next Tuesday, maybe. I'm not really going to guess that. Maybe October 7th or October 4th for a guaranteed legendary for Sacred Shards. I don't really know about that. I do strongly think that next week, next Tuesday, next Friday, somewhere around there, we could be seeing an extra legendary event. Now, why is this important? Well, obviously, if you want to get a lot of legendary champions, you got to be smart and be mindful about your shard pulls. So RSL Helper tells me that I absolutely should not be pulling during this 2x event because 2x events, in my opinion, work the best if you are going for one of two things. Let's go ahead and zoom this in a little bit, make it a little bit bigger. If you are low in Mercy, meaning you are just pulled a few shards, for Mercy system to kick in for Sacred Shards, it starts at 12 pulls, or well, it starts after 12, so your 13th shard, instead of having a 6% chance, going to have an 8% chance. Now, it starts there. Now, it doesn't get to 100% until like 59 shards. Your chance of actually pulling 59 shards before getting a legendary is absolutely insane. Like it's really never going to happen, but it's possible. So in my opinion, 2x sacred events are going to be good if you're low in mercy, if you have shards saved up and you need to complete events and fusions alongside, or if there's good 10x champions involved. So if you have shards saved up and guaranteed events are no problem for you, if you're fresh in mercy, then hey, go ahead and pull during a 2x event. You're going to be good to go. But if you're like me, for example, with RSL Helper, I can track my mercy system as I open my shards. I am 10 sacred shards with no legendary. Basically, I'm 3 shards away from being into an extra 2% chance to pull a legendary with every single shard I pull. So if I pull during a 2x sacred event, I'm going to have a pretty good chance of actually getting a legendary. I could definitely get a legendary, or very likely to get a legendary with my 17 shards, but then I would be basically resetting my mercy system for an extra legendary event, and the likelihood of me pulling 2 legendaries is going to be pretty low. So let's go over here to this gotcha guide calculator right here. You can see the probability of a single success in 12%, okay? Down here is going to be number of successes wanted. So I want 2 legendaries with a 12% chance with the cumulative distribution function over here, basically meaning that, hey, if you pull 14 shards, the likelihood that you would have pulled a legendary on or before that 14th shard is going to be 51%. So basically, if I pull legendary, then I'm going to have to worry about, let's see, pulling at least 6 more shards, even for a 50% chance to get a legendary before that. It's not really worth it for me. Ideally, I'm going to save this mercy, I'm going to use it for the extra legendary event. The likelihood then of me actually getting a legendary can be pretty decent. I've already pulled 10. It says at 12 shards, I'm going to have a 50% chance to have landed on a legendary. And then by 27 shards, which would be 10 more sacreds from where I'm currently at, it's going to be an 80% chance to have pulled a legendary on or before that 27th shard. So I think those odds are much better. Not only am I getting 1 legendary, but I'm actually going to be getting 2 legendaries from that. So hopefully that makes sense. I have it broken down a little bit here. In my opinion, guaranteed legendaries are amazing, okay? You know what you're going to get. You know you're going to get something. And you know that if you don't get a legendary on your way to the featured guaranteed champion, then your mercy system is not going to be reset. Meaning the next time you go to pull shards, you're going to be starting out at, what is it going to be, 14? So you're 2 over mercy, so 9-10% chance to get a legendary from a sacred shard, give or take. So that's great. I mean, you're going to be closer to getting a legendary. Ideally, you could open for a guaranteed champion and then save that if you have no legendary pulled outside the guaranteed one. Save that for an extra legendary event, and then basically you're netting yourself 3 legendary champions without pulling too many shards. That's if they do a guaranteed into an extra legendary event. This is going to get a little bit complicated, I know, but for 2x sacred events, honestly, I think they're significantly devalued. So used to, they were pretty good because that's all they had. But nowadays, outside of fusions, outside of being low in mercy and just want to gamble a few shards, and outside of just needing to complete stuff that you need to complete, or if there's really good 10x champions involved, I don't see 2x sacreds being the best. So in my opinion, I think the best is going to be guaranteed champions if you don't know where you're at in your mercy. I think extra legendary events are absolutely incredible if you know where you're at in your mercy system specifically, because then you're going to know, hey, I got this many more shards until I got a pretty good chance of pulling actual legendary champion. If you don't know where you're at in your mercy system, these can definitely be dangerous. They can be very, very dangerous. Guaranteed champions are a very, very safe route to go ahead and know, hey, I'm going to get a legendary, and I'm going to prime myself, get myself ready for future events coming up. Now, if you got to finish this champion chase event, remember, during champion chase events, which are the tournaments, you can summon stuff from the portal. Anything you summon from the portal is going to give you points. So fragment summons, boom, points. Fusion, Broadmaw, Relic Keeper, do them. You're going to get points from that. So those will save you some points, save you some using of the sacred shards. So definitely check that out, guys. Hopefully that kind of made some sense. Hopefully you guys could follow along with that. I wanted to get this out before the 2x sacred actually drops. We have Wither in the 10x champions. She's a good champion for some people. Some people are not going to use her that much. She's a good champion though. But honestly, I would highly recommend saving your shards for a potential upcoming extra legendary event if you can complete Mighty Uko Fusion without doing much or any summons whatsoever. I personally will be summoning some Void Shards, probably some Ancient Shards as well, because those are a little bit easier to recoup. And if I have to purchase some of those, have to purchase them, they're much cheaper than Sacred Shards. Nothing's worse than being at, say, 13 Sacred Shards and then having to spend like $50 just to get enough shards to actually get the guaranteed champion when you're 2 shards away. So guys, hopefully that helps. Let me know what your thought processes are on these things. So with that said, yeah, enjoy your pulls. If you do pull tomorrow, best of luck either way, and I'll catch you all in the next video.